Hi, everyone. Okay, so today, let me just quickly start off by saying congratulations. We have finished a term, right? And there are some things that I want to address before we move on into the second term. We need to get these things in order. So it has come to my attention that the inadequacy in attendance from some of you guys has resulted us in not having everyone on the same page. When I was marking the exams, I saw some lapse in judgment, and I want to correct this. So, what I have planned for this class, which you'll be watching right now, is that I have created every single notes in a file that was done throughout the 2 to 3 months, right? From then, September, to now, December. It is to help you guys catch up and improve on the topics you might have fallen a little bit behind because of your attendance so that you're prepared for the content next term. So I'll be going through the topics as such. The general overview of the topic was personal development, right? What we tackled in personal development were some things called subtopics, right? It was who am I? Where do I belong? Your roles and responsibilities, how do you deal with conflict, appreciating and developing yourself and your self esteem, and the life cycle in adolescence, right? Which is basically the stages of human development as well as the emotional and physical change that comes along with it. So I'll be breaking apart each subtopic, which is 6, and to help you, you'll be answering some essay type questions, which is in a paragraph form, to make sure you are prepared for the next term. This will also be used as coursework. Okay, so let's go through the first topic, which was who am I, a unique individual. We learned that each person is a unique individual. Heredity and the environment contributes to making who you are, right? And there are 5 things that determine who you are: your physical, your social, ethical, intellectual rather, and emotional, right? These 5 aspects we learned later on can be comprised in the functions of a family that makes who you are. And we'll be going into that now in the next topic. So the first one was who am I? The next topic was where do I belong? Right? Now in where do I belong, we learned that we each belong to a different type of family. Right? We're classified under different categories of families. Right? Some various unions and relationships make up that family. But all families have different customs and traditions. So that's what makes you a unique individual, so to speak. So when we looked at that now, we get to understand that before we talk about the aspects of you, the aspects of a family that makes who you are the biological, the economic, the social, the cultural, and educational, right? Those are the functions of the family that make who you are, that gives you an identity. So that was the 2 topics. Who am I? Where do I belong? Third one, my roles and responsibilities. We learned that the grandparents, the parents, the sons, the daughters, everyone has a unique role, right? And with those roles comes along responsibilities, duties that you have accepted to do based on your role. That was the third one. Fourth was how do I deal with conflicts that may arise in said family? Well, simply, we need to break apart what conflict is actually to know it's just a disagreement between 2 persons or more, right? When we find that disagreement, the action of solving that conflict is called conflict resolution, right? And we know it is possible for a third party to come in between those 2 persons. That person is called a mediator, right? After we learned that fact, we observe the different causes of conflict, right? And it'll all be in the notes that I'll be giving you after this session, right? After we learned the different causes of conflict, we looked at, well, where exactly can conflict be found? We know it can be found in the house, but where else? Well, simply, it can be found in schools and in your neighborhood as well. And when you have those scenarios, different approaches need to be taken to ensure that conflict is correctly resolved. Okay, so that was the 4th topic. Let's go back. We started off at who am I? Where do I belong? my roles and responsibilities, and that was just how do I deal with conflict. The fifth one now is appreciating and developing yourself after you know who you are and your self-esteem. Now, this is comprised of the fact that there are some characteristics that you should align yourself with, what we call a high self-esteemed person, right? And also some characteristics that you should avoid that would lead you to be a low self-esteemed person, right? We gave you a table and you were to study it and answer the questions in the exam. The next topic underneath that was factors that contribute to that high or low self-esteem, which is basically the conditions, right? The presuppositions that enable these things to really come to fruition. That was the fifth topic. The last one that we looked at briefly was the life cycle and adolescence, which is essentially the stages of human development, right? And finally, how do we deal with emotional and physical changes during adolescence? Okay, so that was unit one, which was personal development. There are 5 topics. Let's go over them one more time. Who am I? Where do I belong? My roles and responsibilities, how do I deal with conflict, appreciating and developing myself and my self-esteem, and another one, life cycle and adolescence. So there are 6 topics rather. No, I started unit 2 just before the exams. So I'm going to pause on unit 2, which was the economic aspect of development, and make sure you understand unit 1 firstly. So to make sure you understand unit 1, I am giving you 38 pages of my own notes, right? Then I'm going to give you some essay-styled question, and I'm going to tell you the due date for each, right? It's no longer than 2 paragraphs per question. Your goal is basically to just answer these questions to make sure you are understanding the content before term 2, okay? So remember, you have the notes. All it's requiring for you to do is to read and disseminate what exactly we are looking for. Okay, so you should now be getting a 38-page document with all of my notes in there. And now you have the opportunity to ensure that you have revised so that when we continue next term, right, we are all on the same pace. Again, this is the reason why I'm doing this is because I've seen some very inactive members in this class. Some persons come all other classes, and I've seen irregularity across the board, and I don't feel comfortable moving forward as of yet. So to make sure everyone is on the same page, I don't lose anybody, right? We're gonna make sure you understand what unit 1 was, which was personal development, by giving you some questions, giving you my 38 pages of notes, and you are to just read and answer those 8 questions. Thank you for watching and have a great day, everyone.